Been through the desert, walked in the ocean, climbed up a mountain, I've sang in the wind, I cried out in the moonlight, I've drank that potion, wished in the fountain, and I've lived in sin. I keep searching for an answer to make me complete, but every time I think that I found it, the ground shifts under my feet. What I know is every moment is a blessing, and every love is like a light, and beauty comes with every sunrise. Living is the purpose, living is the purpose, living is the purpose, living is the purpose of life. To the goddess, lie in the night, dance with the devil, I've screamed at the store, I held hands with the holy, I've touched the divine, I've plucked every petal, and again I've been born. I keep searching for an answer to make me complete, but every time I think that I found it, the ground shifts under my feet. What I know is every moment is a blessing, and every love is like a light, and beauty comes with every sunrise. Living is the purpose, living is the purpose, living is the purpose, living is the purpose of every
morning, Celebration Center for Spiritual Living, and welcome to another fabulous Sunday morning. My name is Reverend Kris Alexander. I'm the senior minister here at Celebration Center. We are physically located in Falls Church, Virginia, but that matters a little, but not very much, because we have decided to be, or we are committed rather, to be a truly global community. So if you are here in the room, I welcome you. If you are joining us online, I welcome you. And if you are watching us in the future, I welcome you as well. So my question for you today is, oh no, I had it. What are you passionate about in this moment? What are you passionate about? Nature. Passionate, or pets. What, Richard? What are you passionate about in this moment? Passionate about. Football. Football, yep. I got a lot of yes for that one. Good food. Socializing with friends. Nice. Counting geese in the park. I was waiting for it, Ed. I knew it was coming. What about y'all online? What are you passionate about in this moment? Put it in the chat for us so that we can see as well. If you, Little Salem says books. Ooh, me too, Little Salem. Yes. What are you reading right now? That's what I want to know from you, Little Salem. What are you reading right now? I am reading, I don't actually know. I started a new book in the middle of the night. The Soul Survivors. I don't know. It was recommended to me on Book Talk. It's good so far. All right. If you are here for the very first time, an extra special welcome to you. We're so glad that you've decided to celebrate life with us this morning here. And we would love for you to fill out a guest card so that we can get to know you just a little bit better. You can do that in a couple of different ways. If you are tech savvy, pull out your cell phone and go ahead and scan this QR code that's right here next to me. You can also go to bit.ly/CCSL guest. Both of those will take you to a guest form that will just invite you to tell us a little more about yourselves. If you are here in the room for the very first time, we do have guest cards right over on the table that you are welcome to fill out and drop in the baskets. And if you are joining us this morning online, I invite you to just go ahead and click that share button and share us out onto all of your favorite social media platforms. Let your friends and family know, acquaintances, frenemies. Let them all know what you're up to this morning and invite them to join you. They don't even have to put on real pants. So invite them to join you this morning at Celebration Center with their coffee, their hot chocolate, their tea, whatever it may be. If you would like prayer from our Ministry of Prayer, our ministers and practitioners this week, we would love for you to fill out a prayer request form. There are a few different ways you can do that. If you are here in the room, we do have the green prayer request cards over there on the table. Please feel free to fill one out and drop it in the basket. You are also welcome to scan this QR code that's right here next to me, or just visit our website, celebrationcenter.org, and click on Request Affirmative Prayer. Those prayers are held in the utmost confidentiality and love by our ministers, our practitioners, and our Ministry of Prayer. Art night is back. Miriam Catellis is in the house. Let's wave your hands. Let's give her a round of applause. Woohoo, Miriam! I love Art Night with Miriam. I'm so sorry that I'm going to miss this one, but you don't have to miss this one. So everybody is invited and welcomed. It is an in-person only event. So here in Hyatt Hall, you can find all the information on how to find us online, our address and everything, from 6:30 to 8 on Thursday, September 14th. And y'all are going to be creating a really awesome collaborative project. Like I said, I'm sorry that I'm going to miss it because it's so cool, and I have been looking forward to doing this collaborative art project and hope that everybody can join in. It is a suggested love offering of $15. The proceeds all go to Celebration Center for Spiritual Living, and Miriam donates her time, her talent, her supplies, everything so that we can have this spectacular experience together. And this morning, we have a fabulous service for you. So last week, we finished Moana. So if you are not that into kids' movies, then you're wrong. But other than that, it's all good. We have gotten through the month. This month, we're talking about passion and purpose. And we are launching this week off in Awakening with Passion. Now, what I extra love about this month is that I am going to be gone the last 2 Sundays of September. So y'all are going to hear some of my points of view about passion and purpose. But then we have extra special guests for the rest of the month coming in to give their perspectives on passion and purpose, which I think is a really great topic to hear from a lot of different people. So be sure to join us all month long. And for our music today, we have some oldies but goodies. We have the old school Pandemic All Angles joining us. It's, let's see, who all's in it? Chet Hall and Hannah Sora and Richard Ferrara and Jenn Fay and, oh my goodness, Nancy Newman, Harrison Ford is in there. Harrison Ford is not in there. Can y'all tell that I watched Indiana Jones last week? Harrison Snow, however, is. Melinda Erdberg is in there. We have a song with Ed Murphy, Chet Hall. We do. What did I say? Lord have mercy, y'all. Andy Murphy. I should have written this down, apparently. You'll see. You'll see who's all on there, and their names are in their little Zoom boxes. So I'm really excited about the music this morning. And then we have Jenn Fay as our practitioner and platform. So let's give that whole thing a round of applause. And then finally, we do not have hybrid community time today. However, next week we will be doing a conversation time, and so we invite everyone to join us for that at 12:30. Today, however, if you are online, I'm so sorry that teleportation is not a thing yet, because if you are here in the room, we have donuts and coffee after the service. So feel free to stick around for some social time here in the room. And with that, I would love to invite Andy Murphy and Lynn Hollyfield, our music director, for our opening song.
One, two, three, four.
God's got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing high. Some sing out loud on the telephone wires. Some just clap their hands or paws for anything I got now. Listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with a big to-do. And the old cow just goes moo. The dogs and the cats, they take up the middle while the honeybee hums and the cricket fiddles, the donkey brays and the pony neighs, and the old coyote howls. Oh, old God's group's got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing high. Some sing out loud on the telephone wires. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything I got now. Listen to the top where the little bird bird sings on the melodies with the high notes ringing. The hoot owl howls over everything, and the jaybird disagrees. Singing in the night time, singing in the day. The little duck quacks and he's on his way. The possum ain't got much to say, and the porcupine talks to himself. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing high. Some sing out loud on the telephone wires. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. It's a simple song, living song everywhere, by the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, the grumpy alligator and the hawk above, and the sly raccoon and the turtle dove. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing high. Some sing out loud on the telephone wires. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing high. Some sing out loud on the telephone wires. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. All God's critters got a place in the choir.
One of the practitioners here. Welcome, welcome. So the theme for this month, as Reverend Kris said, is passion and purpose. And I would like to begin with focusing on our mission statement. And so our mission is coming from that place of passion and purpose. So if you will say our mission with me, our vision. We are celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity. So for today's reading, I want to first highly recommend a program on NPR called Hidden Brain, and you can find it as a podcast as well. The last 2 weeks, Shaker Van Danten has been interviewing Fred Ryan, who has written a book with Joseph Venoff called Savoring, which is a new model of positive experience. And when I was thinking about passion, Fred's mother really inspired him with her passion for this idea of savoring. I don't know that she called it that, but it put him on a trajectory in his life to research this idea and write a book. So just briefly from the book, there are 4 dimensions of savoring. The first one is marveling, where we just lose ourselves in awe and wonder. So you might think about, how often does that happen to you? You just pause because you see something beautiful or whatever it might be. Marveling. The second one is luxuriating, which could include indulging our senses. Like when you take a bite of delicious food and you just pause to savor it. The third one is basking. For example, when someone pays you a compliment or gives you some praise, you might just linger in that feeling of being appreciated. And the last one is expressing gratitude for something that has really touched you in a wonderful way. So I think that passion has a lot to do with savoring, and hopefully your passion holds a purpose, if nothing else, to savor life and enjoy life. All right, moving into a quieter moment here. Let's take some breaths together, taking an inhale, holding your breath, and exhale. And inhale, holding, And exhale. One more like that. And as we use the breath to feel a connection to our heart space, connection to each other. That beating heart is the sign of life within us. That powerful aspect of the heart is known as a portal to the divine. And so you could imagine this heart energy that has all of those divine qualities that we want more of. They're just filling your body temple, healing vibrations, soothing whatever needs soothed, healing, revealing the truth of your wholeness. Overflowing into your aura field so that you walk around in this bubble of energy that supports you. And then if there is any person, place, or circumstance you would like to direct this heart energy to, just bring that to mind. And so we move into prayer. There is one life, this life of spirit showing up everywhere in everything. There is this life expressing within and as each of us. An amazing life, creative, willing to pause and notice the details, to savor, to appreciate, to marvel, to feel those luxurious moments, to be present in the here and now, to experience life fully. And I affirm that as we take time to find that place, that experience, that moment, as we train our brains to look for the wonder and the beauty, that we have those experiences more and more. And I affirm these experiences lead to higher vibrations and insights and expanding consciousness and awareness, so that we more easily embrace each other and accept each other for who we are, remembering that we each are a unique expression of spirit. That these moments of passion lead to purpose, creating a mission of being that leads to sacred doing, where we are clear and find power in that clarity. And so affirming that from these spiritual practices of witnessing life, appreciating life, that we create a life that we love. where we feel the wholeness in our bodies and the flow of prosperity in our bank accounts, and feel that connection to nature, and whatever inspires you is right there. That we are always evolving and finding new ways to be inspired. And I'm so grateful for all of that, and for the potentiality of life expanding, and each of us evolving to reveal what's always been there, to reveal a higher truth and a grander experience. I release these words into that universal law that responds to what we believe. And as we hold these beliefs as true, life unfolds with greater grace, peace, love, joy, wholeness, prosperity, and so much more. And so it is.
Closer and closer each breath to my beloved. Closer and closer each breath to my beloved. God, you're in each breath I take. You are my beloved. God, you're in each breath I take. You are my beloved. Closer and closer each breath to my beloved. Closer and closer each breath to my beloved. You are my beloved. God, you're in each breath I take. You are my beloved. God, you're in each breath I take. You are my beloved. Closer and closer each breath to my beloved. Closer and closer each breath to my beloved. God, you're in each breath I take. You are my beloved. God, you're in each breath I take. You are my beloved. Closer and closer each breath to my beloved. Closer and closer each breath to my beloved.
Seeing all of these beloved community members, who are still around, some who are in the room right now, and some who are not, it's really warming my heart. I'm really grateful that we're kind of having a throwback Sunday. And watching these videos has reminded me that I haven't kept y'all informed about Andy Murphy and Chet Hall's memorial services from the platform. You've probably, if you are on our mailing list, you've probably received some stuff. But I wanted to let you know that Andy Murphy's memorial service is this coming weekend, the 8th and 9th. On the 8th, Miriam is leading us in a art night to create Bahamian masks for the Bahamian parade that Andy asked for his memorial service on the 9th. You can get all of the information from us. So if you want to know more or RSVP, it does need to be RSVP too, so we make sure to have plenty of supplies and everything. Please feel free to reach out to the center at info@celebrationcenter.org, and we will pass on all the information and let Terry know so that you can RSVP and get in on that this weekend, September 8th and 9th. And then Chet Hall's memorial service is going to be 11/11 at 11 a.m. on his birthday. So we have some time for that, and so stay tuned. You will be getting more information about that. Meant to say all of that in the announcements, but when I saw their beautiful faces up there, I remembered that I hadn't told y'all yet. So I just wanted to take a second to let y'all know about those two beloveds of our community. And now I want to talk about passion. So today our topic is awakening your passion. I don't love that topic title, but we're going to go with it. As y'all know, for the most part, I use the global themes. I don't know that we can awaken our passion. I think our passion's just kind of there. We're not awakening it so much as we are tuning into what is. So I thought I would start today by talking about the definition of passion and of purpose. So the definition of passion is a strong and barely controllable emotion, a state or outburst of strong emotion, an intense desire or enthusiasm for something, or a thing arousing enthusiasm. Now, obviously, there are some other definitions of passion, but those are not the definitions that we're talking about today. We're more talking about this idea, this enthusiasm, this emotion that just makes us just want to go in a direction, and we might not even know why. And then purpose is the reason for which something is done or created for, or the reason for which something exists. A person's sense of resolve or determination, or to have as one's intention or objective. So it's the reason that we're here on the planet. All right, so y'all got it? Passion and purpose. Cool. We're not really going to talk about any of that today. I just wanted to give y'all a framework of so that we're all on the same page when I say passion and purpose. What I want to talk about today is something called micro passions. Has anybody heard that term before? Oh my goodness. My spouse, who has been hearing about it all week, has heard that term before. But I know for a fact that they hadn't heard about it before. I told them about it because they said, "Did you make that up?" with a lot of judgment. And I said, "No, I found it on TikTok." And then I did a lot of research. Micro passions. I love this idea. So you might be saying, what is a micro passion? And you might also be thinking, well, yeah, I can guess what that may mean, but I'm going to give you a definition. A micro passion is something that you are interested in that may or may not directly align with your ultimate goal or purpose in life. So, honestly, a lot of the things that I think y'all said at the beginning, I think those might be micro passions. Jenn, your whole career in life isn't nature focused, but you are passionate about nature. It's a micro passion, right? Or counting geese. Ed, your whole life's purpose hasn't been counting geese, and yet that is a micro passion of yours. That is something that you love to do, right? Food is not your entire life's purpose, Richard. I don't think. Maybe it is, but it's something that you enjoy. It's gathering with friends and all of those things. These are micro passions. And they are a really good indicator of who we are and where we're headed. Now, along with micro passions, I want to talk about something else that I found. Micro motives. Micro motives. this is not what you think it is. Because when I read that, I went, oh, I could guess what that means. I was very wrong. So maybe you will be right, but I wasn't. A micromotive is a personality trait or way of being that speaks to the activities that bring you the most fulfillment. So it's not the activities themselves, it's not things that motivate you, rather it is your inherent personality traits and ways of being. It is who you are at your core. So some examples of micromotives might be making things around you beautiful. And you can see those micromotives come out in people like interior decorators or artists or people who dress, who have this sense of style about them every day. They dress like a piece of art, right? Another micromotive might be making something out of nothing. You see this with chefs, or perhaps with people who do found art, or builders, right? You are making something out of nothing. You are creating. You are being a creator. Taking things apart to understand how they work. This is a micromotive. So those kids that have the children that parents go, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. They took apart my toaster, my remote control, and the TV and the VCR and the, wow, I am dating myself, the VCR. And the sound, what is that? Sound thingy-mabobber, and the light and the microwave and the stove. And I just don't know what I'm going to do with this kid. They just take everything apart. That's a micromotive. They are motivated to see how things work, how things are put together. Another micromotive might be bringing people together. Maybe you're a networker. You're just naturally good at seeing this person and this person, they need to know each other. They would be the best of friends, right? Maybe a micromotive is caregiver. Maybe you just really love taking care of other people, of pets, of children, of elderly folks. Or maybe, what else? What's a micromotive that you can think of? A personality trait or way of being that brings you fulfillment. I would say for me, authenticity is a micromotive. That I not only seek and strive to be my most authentic self at all times, but also to create spaces where other people feel like they can be their most authentic self. All right, think about that question for a moment, because we're going to have a tell us, and we're going to talk about micromotives and micropassions, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about these. So together, our micromotives and our micropassions work together. Our micropassions, those little things that lead us deeper into who we are, they can direct us and guide us towards our micromotives. So one of my micropassions is cicadas. I love cicadas. I think they're so cool, y'all. I know, right? I'm a weirdo. I get it. It's fine. But ever since a couple years ago, the first summer that I moved here was the Brood 10 crazy black cicadas with the red eye devil things that come out of the ground every 17 years. I was really cocky. I was like, y'all, I grew up in Houston. I know what a cicada is. I am not worried about this, right? And then it was just like y'all said. They were everywhere. You could not walk without crunching their little exoskeletons and stuff. I thought that it would be the worst thing ever. I loved it. I went hiking. I collected the little shells. I finally got rid of them because my spouse was like, we have a bag of dead bug shells in our house and I can't anymore with you, right? Anytime they see a cicada outside, they saw a cicada, then they came and got me so I could look at it and see its little beady eyes. I think they're so cool. Cicadas, who knew, right? I have another micro passion of the ocean. right? I love the ocean. I love gardening, all of these things. So then those are my micro passions. So then I look behind those. What is the personality trait? What is the way of being that lends itself to all of these micro passions, to me being so passionate about the ocean, to feeling like something just clicks in me when I'm on the beach and all becomes right in the world. And I feel like there's this camaraderie that I have with the ocean. I know I'm getting all kinds of woo-woo here, you guys. Just bear with me, right? Or when I'm gardening, I had over 300 plants in Napa. And the only reason that I don't have 300 plants here is because I'd have to bring them indoors in winter, and I just don't have that big of a house. You know, I love being outside. I love being in nature. Birds. Birds are another micro passion. We saw a juvenile cardinal yesterday, y'all, and I was just so excited. I have pictures if you would like to see the juvenile cardinal that was in our yard yesterday. So what is the personality trait behind all of those things? Well, I think it is a love for creation. It is a love for the environment. It is a desire to be in community with all of Earth, not just the people around us. So then I look at all these micro passions, I find this micro motive, and then I say, what is going to be an alignment? And maybe I take a class on permaculture, or I start a environmentalism outreach program here at Celebration Center, or I take a 2-week trek to some middle of nowhere somewhere and help them count weird bugs for science sake, you know, whatever it may be. And as we begin to uncover and discover these parts about ourselves, it allows us to get to know ourselves on a deeper level, and also to find what our purpose is on the planet. These micro passions lead us into our micro motives, which lead us into who we are and why we're here. Now, in the song that played at the very, very beginning during the opening slideshow, I don't know how many of y'all noticed that. I know here in the room we were all chatting together, and people probably didn't hear it, but it's Amy Steinberg's Purpose. And in that song, what she says is, the purpose of living is life. That's it. We have this idea that there's some grand reason we were put on the planet. And I, as an individual, have to figure out what that thing is, and then I have to do it. Otherwise, my life is wasted. I disagree. I disagree with that. I think by being here on this planet and breathing, you have fulfilled your purpose. Your purpose is to live. And now you get to discover, you're here, you're living, you are God in action, you are the individualized expression of spirit, you are the universe discovering itself. You're done, you've figured out your purpose, it's to be the universe as a human being for a while. Good job, you know your purpose. So now you get to just do that. So what brings you joy? What lights you up? What brings you passion? What's that weird little thing that just makes your heart sing like cicadas? Or, you know, walking in the city. Arena loves walking in the city, right? That is a micro passion of hers. So what is behind that? Why? Well, I think it's because she just loves people, right? But who knows? Only Arena can answer that for us. But we get to decide, what are those little tiny things that we've kind of put aside or said, oh, this is just a side quest on my journey to find who I am and what I'm here to do. No, those side quests are the key. We get to follow all of those little teeny tiny like M&Ms, right? Or Reese's Pieces, if you watched E.T. way back in the 80s. I am dating myself this morning, aren't I? So way back in the 80s, you know, they put out the Reese's Pieces for E.T. and he followed them. So what are your Reese's Pieces? You don't have to find your whole spaceship. You just have to look for the next Reese's Piece. That's all you have to do. So what's really exciting about this month is that one of my favorite quotes ever is just aligned so perfectly with this month. And it's a quote from Charles Fillmore. He is the co-founder of Unity, which is another New Thought organization. So they are kind of like a sister denomination to Science of Mind or to Centers for Spiritual Living. I started out in a Unity church in Houston. So they have very similar beliefs and ideas, different ways of talking about them and maybe approaching them. But in general, Reverend Russell, Unity minister, if y'all know Reverend Russell, he and I are good friends. So Charles Fillmore says, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do that which is mine to do. That's it. That's what we're here for, to spring forth with zeal and enthusiasm to do what is ours to do. Maybe sometimes your springing forth looks a little more like dragging yourself out of bed and pouring yourself a cup of coffee. But that's okay. It's that zeal and enthusiasm. And we don't have to take on all of life, and we don't have to have some grand purpose. We can just allow ourselves to follow those little golden nuggets of the things that make our heart happy. So, my question for you is, what are your micro motives and micro passions? Not all of them, don't worry. This does not have to be a comprehensive list. But what are some things, when I'm talking about this idea, what are some things that are like, yeah, I love that. I love that little tiny weird thing that, you know, I never really thought about before. Maybe it's art or journaling or painting or, I don't know, cooking, doing the dishes, raising children, taking your dog for a walk, watching TV shows. What is it? What are the little tiny things that make your heart happy? And so what are your micro passions, those things that you love to do or are interested in? And can you see what are the micro motives? What are the ways of being that are underneath those? And it's okay. You can give us one or the other or both, and there's no right or wrong answer here. But I'm curious. I want to hear, what are y'all passionate about? What are y'all motivated by? Come on up, Nancy. And if you are online, I invite you to write it down in the comments. Yes, this is a tell us. Okay. So come tell us, Nancy.
I'm passionate about anything that has to do with creativity, whether it's art or music or poetry or dance, anything like that. If I wake up and that's what I would want to do in the morning.
Nice.
And that includes walking out in nature, because that inspires all those things.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. Let's give her a round of applause. Yes. So, Nancy, I would say that all of those things that you mentioned are all micro passions: the poetry, the art, the walking in nature, the inspirations, the dance, the painting, all of that. And underneath that, your micro motive is creativity. At the heart of it, you are a creative person. And that is all the different little ways that fingers out into your life. Beautiful. Who else? And people online, put it in the chat too. Yeah, come on up, Miriam.
You're gonna see all my cat fur and my. Okay, so movie night with my family. The popcorn, the pets sitting all over, and I don't know, just having everyone there. So yeah, so that's it. And I think underneath it all is just like family time, you know. So.
Yes, movie night and making the popcorn. And I would imagine, I don't know, I've never been to movie night at Miriam's house, but there's probably like flavored popcorns or like butter things happening, all of that, right? And underneath that, it's that family time, that connection and that community. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt that Miriam is so family oriented, that she loves her family and that she has an amazing family. What else? Ducks. Ed, we can bring the microphone to you if you want to talk too.
I can just yell.
No, because people online won't be able to hear you. Give me 1 second. We will bring you this microphone over here. We will bring you this microphone over here so you can hear, or so that they can hear you online.
I just love doing or finding anything that I can count,
Yeah.
one after another, and just, count how many there are or how much I'm doing or, that kind of thing. But I've been a numbers guy all of my life. And to me, numbers are the language of God, not spoken words and that kind of stuff. It's numbers. So I count everything.
I love that, Ed. And I've heard you say that multiple times before. I'm a numbers guy. That's what Ed says all the time. So I love that one of those micro passions is going to the Arlington Cemetery and driving around, and you count the geese and you count the ducks and you pray and you feed the fish and all of that. And underlying that, the micro motive is you are a numbers guy because you believe that numbers are the key to knowing God. I love that. I love that. Who else? Anyone online? Oh, yes, come on up, Vicki.
I'd say I'm micro passionate about finding out why we are the way we are and how we're all different. I used to think a long time ago that we were all essentially the same, and we are in some sense. But in this life, we're all very, very different, and I've come to believe it's about celebrating those differences and finding out how to make the most of yours and how to really appreciate yours. So I'm like obsessed with any kind of personality tests, or I've gotten really into something called human design, just anything that sort of like shows us how we are unique in this world.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, and let's give Ed a round of applause because I forgot. Thank you. And yeah, what a cool thing to be micro passionate about. And I would say underlying that is that motivation to know people and probably to know yourself as well, right? To know people at that deeper level, that truer level. Yes. Who else? All right, come on up, Jenn.
Well, I must say, I like learning new things. I'm always reading books, learning new things, and although it's good, I find that interesting just personally, I think it leads to me wanting to share what I've learned, and so there's a teaching element there that I certainly express from.
Yes, thank you, Jenn. Jenn is forever coming to me with the newest article, podcast, book, movie, documentary, story, person, thing that she has recently discovered and is learning from. And I love that about her, that she is forever wanting to grow herself and then grow others around her by sharing that knowledge. Yeah. Anyone else? Final chance. So, I want to end today with talking about how you can discover your micro passions and your micro motives. So your micro passions, you can read new books, learn new things, watch TV shows. You can explore hobbies and interests that have always been in the back of your mind. Have you always wanted to take a pottery class? Take it. What do you love about it? Or a stained glass class. I really want to take a stained glass class. So take it and then ask yourself, what do I love about this? As you're doing all of these things, what do I love about this? Do I love the fact that it's stained glass specifically? Do I love the act of creation? Do I love the bright colors? Do I love learning about what the glass is made of and how the lead and the soldering all work together to make it actually come together? What do I love about this thing that I am doing? Because those are going to lead you into what are the micro motives. Research. Ask someone who's already doing the thing, what do you love about it? And then your micro motives. Oh, hold on, somewhere I have a list. Here it is. So your micro motives, how can you discover those? Pay attention to your judgments. That's right, those things that we're always trying not to do, but we are because we're human. Pay attention to those. When you judge somebody, it's a tool to know ourselves better. So when you judge somebody and you're jealous of them, oh, they have my dream job. I wish that I had that job. Why? What is it about what they are doing or how they are showing up that makes you jealous? Ask yourself why. And if you show up and you're like disgusted, ugh, that looks like I would hate to have your life. Oh my God, I don't know why you're bragging right now because that sounds like the worst thing that could ever happen to me. Why? What is it about their life that doesn't excite you? All of that is just information. It is tools to know yourself better. Become ultra aware of your surroundings. What brings you joy? What causes you stress? What does your home look like? What have you created? Where are you spending your free time? Look at the sweeping patterns in your life. What jobs do you tend to gravitate towards? What kind of schooling did you have? What was your major in college if you went to college, or if you went to a trade school, what trade school did you go to? If you dropped out in high school, why? It's not a bad thing. I'm not asking why from a place of judgment. I'm asking why because the more that you can ask yourself why about why you do the things that you do, the more clear you can begin to understand yourself, understand your passions, understand your motivations. What inspires you? What quotes, ideas, people, thoughts, books, podcasts, movies, TV shows, what inspires you? And what do they all have in common? What's behind all of those things? What makes you irrationally happy, angry, sad, excited? Why? Why? It's fine that it makes you irrationally happy, angry, sad, excited, but why does it do that? It's all about asking ourselves why. And then finally, as Vicki said, all those personality tests that we love to take in Science of Mind, what do they say? Who are you? That is the question underneath the passion and the purpose and the micro passions and the micro motives and all of it. Who are you? That is the question to ask yourself over and over and over again while you're gardening, while you're looking up fun facts about snakes, while you're playing video games, while you're watching TV, while you're talking to your friends, while you're eating delicious meals, while you're networking with people, while you're taking care of others. Who am I? Why do I love this so much? Or why do I hate this so much? And the more that you can learn about yourself, the more that you can understand who you are, and the more that that will awaken or bring your awareness to your passion. Thank you. I changed the format a while ago, and now y'all are all just like, I don't know what to do here. And we have another song from All Angles. Oh, no, this song is from Lynn. So let's enjoy our song from Lynn Hollyfield, our music director.
There is always a light. There is always light. When we are ready to see it. There is always a light. There is always light. When we are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise your eyes in the darker night, to climb this hill. Together we will. There is always your light in the dark. When we are ready to see it. There is always your light in the dark. When we are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise your eyes in the darker night, to climb this hill. Together we will. Shine your light in the dark. When we are ready to see it. There's always your light in the dark. When we are ready to be it. To see the light, let your bright heart shine out in the darker night. To climb this hill. Together we will be light. Together we will. There is always your light in the dark. When we are ready to see it. There is always your light in the dark. When we are ready to be it. To see the light, let your be the light, to raise your eyes in the darker night, to climb this hill.
Thank you. Let's give her another round of applause. You know, as I was sitting there watching that incredible video, I feel like we kind of took for granted everything that Lynn did during the pandemic. I mean, she created all of these videos. She figured out when, as far as I know, nobody else was, how to bring All Angles and our choir together so that they could produce songs all together. Nobody else was doing that. And then she creates that, which is just, like 10 of her with harmonies and all that stuff. I feel like we did not give Lynn enough credit. So I know she's not here this morning, but let's just give her one more round of applause because these videos are amazing. And I would say that they very much point the way towards Lynn's micro passions and micro motives. And I can guess some of those, and I don't know other ones because only we can tell other people about ourselves, right? So this is the time in our service for our gifts and our offerings, and your time, talent, and treasure goes towards this community, towards that vision of knowing the oneness of humanity. Wow, y'all, my brain is just not really engaged today. Knowing spirit within, put it up, honey. Celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity. Good Lord Almighty. It goes towards things like having an incredible music director that brings us together in so many amazing ways and continues to do so even after the pandemic, now that we can meet back in person again, right? It goes towards having this space, towards putting that vision out, towards having all of this amazing technology and online program, everything. And so I invite you to give with your heart, knowing that that vision will continue out into the world in so many ways, moving forward into the future. So if you would like to give something today, there are several different ways that you can do that. You can scan this QR code right here. You can also go to celebrationcenter.org and click on the Give button. Or if you are here in the room, we do have our basket over here with envelopes that you can give. And we also, if you go to celebrationcenter.org, you'll see our physical mailing address and more ways to give there. And now I'd like to invite Jenn up.
So please join me in our offertory affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so we take a moment to just be aware, grateful for all the blessings in our own lives, knowing that those blessings are overflowing in our passions, in our purpose, our mini or micro passions, our micro purposes, that we are giving from what inspires us, and that is one of the greatest gifts that we can give. And so I'm grateful for all the ways that people show up here and share from their gifts, whether it's financial or talents, their abilities, their willingness, their commitment to this organization and to each other. We are blessed, and so it is.
One, two, three, four. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those are your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Just call on the sister when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Call me if you need a friend. Call me. Oh yeah, just call me if you need a friend. Call me. Oh yeah, just call me if you need a friend. Call me. Oh
just call me if you need a friend. Call me. Oh yeah, just call me if you need a friend. Call me.
Hello?
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to.
2020, that was a while ago. Let's give them a round of applause. We have several of those people here in the room today. Those videos brought me so much joy this morning, y'all. So as a reminder, there is no community hybrid time this week. There will be next week. If you are here in the room, join us for coffee and donuts after. Thank you to Miriam Catellis for bringing us coffee, or for bringing us donuts. And with that, I invite everybody to repeat after me. I am something wonderful happening in the world. Wonderful happening in the world. I am full of passion, energy, and love. My life is my purpose. I allow my soul to come alive with intention and joy. I am spirit in action. And so it is.